for those of you who might need to relook at this, because some of you do, okay? All right, writing standard form equations given slope and a point. This is a review of that and also domain and range of graphs, okay? And I know that black thing is on there driving Damien nuts, and so we will move it out of the way and line it up. Okay. All right, so here we go. If I'm going to do number 1, all right, if I have a point, -1, 1, and I have a slope of 4, and it says I need to write a standard form equation. Well, let's see. The first thing I know I'm going to need is a what? What am I missing here?
Y-intercept.
A y-intercept. So I have m is equal to 4. All right, so my m is 4 and my b is what is the question. So we have a trick to do that. What do we use? Y equals mx plus b, and I'm going to fill in my point, which is y is 1 is equal to -1. I'm sorry. Wrong. It is 4 times my x, which is -1, plus b. And I'm going to solve this for b. So I get 1 is equal to -4 plus b. Add 4 to both sides. And I get b is equal to 5. So m is equal to 4, b is equal to 5. Now I can write my slope-intercept form. So now I have y is equal to 4x plus 5. And now I am going to change it to standard form. So subtract 4x on this side, subtract 4x on this side. And I've got -4x plus 1y is equal to 5. Can I leave it like that?
No.
Why?
Because x is negative.
My a cannot be negative, correct? My lead coefficient on x cannot be negative. So I just multiply by -1. You could divide by -1, whichever makes your heart go pitter-pat. And those negatives cancel each other out, so I end up with 4x. This negative times that positive gives me -y, and I could put the 1y. There's nothing wrong with that. Hold on. I'm going to make sure it doesn't look like anything other than -1y, okay, is equal to -5. And there we go. There is my equation. I would write that on my paper and make my teacher very, very happy, because she would only see 4x minus 1y is equal to -5. And I would write it in a manner that she could read it.
Not chicken scratch.
Okay? All right. You're back to using those thin pencils again, aren't you?
So this is one of the .9s.
Is it a .9? It's just, I think it's the way you hold your pencil too, because you hold it like this. Right? Am I correct? You're holding it like this, and it's very loose in your hand, and so he goes like this, and it's just like this. Because I couldn't write very well either if I was trying to write 4x. He doesn't have a firm grip on his pencil. It's kind of like, yeah, grip that sucker. Maybe you need to. 4x. Okay? I don't know. Anyways, it's that doctor thing in him. Only I don't know. He's going to probably be, I don't know, Dr. Frankenstein or Dr. Freud.
No.
I don't
We'll be a
know.
doctor.
I don't know. All right. So that's how you're going to do this. Let's go on to the other. All right. And then we'll decide how many on each thing we're going to do. Okay. So let's look at domain and range of graphs. All right. So we've got to figure out what the domain and what the range is here, right? How are we going to do that?
So
With your X and Y.
Right, and I used little colored pencils, didn't I? Because I liked colored pencils. Okay, so let's see. X is my what? Domain, right? So if I know I'm going to have, and the first thing I'm going to do is X This is an open circle. This is a closed circle. So I'm going to have an open circle and a closed circle. I'm going to have y as an open circle and a close. Oh, my y is going to be a closed circle and then an open circle. So make sure you see that that's closed. So x starts right here and it goes over to here, doesn't it? Okay. So at this point, it's -1. That goes on the left. And then 3 goes on the right. And all I do is go across and mark it. So now I've got my y, so I always go left to right. All right. Then I go bottom to top. And there they are on my y. And here I've got -4. And here I've got 4. Domain and range of graphs. Okay? So, domain. Let's write ourselves a note. Domain. Always left to right. And you won't get it wrong. Okay? That way, if you're always going from here to here, your signs will always be less than or less than and equals, depending if you have a closed circle or an open circle. Range. Always do range from bottom to top. And that way, it'll always be a less than or a less than and equals. And if it is down here, now, do you see these aren't always going to match? It's going to be based on what's going on your graph. Okay? And remember, if the line touches, so like on number 7 down here, when I'm doing that range, do you see how the bottom starts right here, doesn't it? Is that a less than or equals, or just
less than or equals?
That's a less than or equals because that line is actually touching right there. And then this is where the highest point is because that's the same as this over here. So my range would be a less than or equals and a less than or equals. Okay? On going the other way, my domain would start at the origin, wouldn't it? And then it would go over to here. My domain is this is a closed circle up there, so it's a less than or equals. And over here it's an open circle, so it's just a less than. Okay, and I know that this was because we had issues on the last test sometimes, or the test before that, with domain and range, right? So this is something that's still kind of not completely clear for all of us. Anyways, there'll be a short video going over that again.